Yeah, one time this guy I knew was having sex with this girl, and like the rest of us were just kind of being lonely outside of his room, and we went on the balcony. We went on the.
I just picture you. How many guys are outside of the room being lonely?
3 guys.
So one guy's in there getting his freak on, and everybody else is outside.
Oh, the sound, yeah. And because of the sound, you feel so much fucking lonelier, you know? So, and we went outside on the balcony to, like, one guy was out there smoking a cigarette, and so then he starts listening to the sex through the window. Then he comes back in, he's like, you guys got to come in here, you know? Chucky's doing some work in here, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you know, it's worth coming out, you know? It's almost like if you hear a good song, like, hey, guys.
Right.
So we went out, and the guy leaned too close on the window and fell right through the fucking pane glass, dude. Cut himself up, and then all of a sudden it's all exposed, and they're in there.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it was freaking, I felt bad for everybody.
How was he leaning like that where he broke the window?
It was cheap windows. It was a college apartment complex, like probably single pane glass.
Right.
Like everything in there was cheap because people just broke it all the time.
Can you imagine being a landlord for a bunch of college kids?
Never.
Oh, imagine being a landlord today, because so many people, there was rent protection during the pandemic, and people are still like, nah, not paying.
Yeah.
Like, I know a guy who has not collected rent from this one person for 3 fucking years. And he's like, I can't get rid of them. I don't know what to do. I'm not making any money. Like, I have to pay the mortgage, and I'm not making any money off of rent. And then I can't rent it out to anybody else, and I can't get rid of them. And the lady has a job. The lady has a job. She goes to work every day and won't pay rent.
Oh, she shouldn't do that.
No. But there's, like, in Los Angeles, there's rent protection.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if that's still in place. Is that still in place? Do you know?
There's a TV show about bad people that do renting. There's also, I had a tenant that stayed in an apartment that I had in New Orleans for 2 months and just didn't pay any rent. Thankfully, it was only 2 months, but it was just nothing you could do. You know, by the time you have to go like to this, it's just like a.
Did you own an apartment building?
Yeah,
not
a building, one apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you rented it out, and they wouldn't pay rent.
Yeah.
Most people, they have shame, and like if you fuck with them and they want to either get out of there or they just want to pay you and get it over with. But some people are shameless. And this lady that this guy I know is renting out to is totally shameless.
Was she, do you think she was doing like some type of like secret work and she didn't want like, what do you think the reason was?
I think she would like to spend her money on other things.
Yeah.
I think it's that simple. I mean, who knows what kind of financial situation she's in, but she does have a job, and she goes to this job apparently, according to him, and she just won't pay rent. Like when they put the rent protection thing on, I don't know I mean, I think the rent protection was supposed to be put in place for people that lost their job during the pandemic, so that you wouldn't have a bunch of people just kicked out on the street.
Yeah, like a moratorium.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people were calling for that, and it made sense during the pandemic. But the problem with that stuff is like getting people to start back up again and pay.
Yeah, it's hard.
People don't want to do that.
Yeah, once you realize you can be somewhere without it, and you just have to like have a tough conversation at the door once a month or twice a month, and I think some people are going to do that.
Well, that's the problem that a lot of people have with a lot of like free money from the state. That like once you get it, you don't want to not get it anymore. Yeah. Like this was the argument against like universal basic income. Is that once you start getting that money, then you're like, why am I working? Fuck working. I'll just live off of that money. And that's it. I'll make a little bit on the side here and there and never work again. Yay.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that one time. We were talking about universal basic income. I wonder if I would like it or not.
Well, it'd be nice to have money where you don't have to think about food.
Right.
And don't have to think about rent. That would be great. If everybody just had their rent and their food taken care of. The problem with that is, man, people need incentives. It's like... It's very difficult to just motivate yourself if you've got your food and your rent taken care of, and you know you tend towards laziness. You don't have a history of discipline.
Especially now they got all those weighted blankets too. Do you see that? Can you believe that shit?
I could sleep on a fucking floor of a bus station. I don't need a weighted blanket. I'm always tired.
Dude, one time I was on this bus, man. I used to go work at this farm in the summer, and so I would take the bus up there to Greyhound. And they had this dude on there. He's sitting on there and next to me, and he's like, hey, you want to see something? And I thought it was going to be his dick, you know? Because, you know, it's a freaking Greyhound
If
bus.
he says, yeah, you want to
And,
see something, it's either a human head or a dick. He pulls a head out of a bag.
Either way, you're getting ahead, bro.
Yeah.
But and I said no the first couple times, but the trip got longer, and I was like, all right, fuck it, you know, yeah, I'll see it. He opened up, he had a bag of jewelry and a gun. He had robbed a jewelry store before he got on the bus.
Christ, and he wanted you to see it?
He just wanted, I think he wanted to kind of take some of the pressure off of him by sharing it with somebody else. You know, so suddenly, I think he's like, you know, I got an accomplice or something. And then he even said, like, oh, we should get off at this next stop. And I'm like, I'm not in this shit.
He's going to throw the bag at you and call the cops. I found him.
He might have had a good idea, maybe so.
Well, that's a lot of people that commit crimes like that. They're kind of not that wired right.
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of screwball.
Would you ever want to do a good crime?
I would want to do a good crime, like
Fucking
a crazy bank robbery,
Yes.
like a Lee Murray type bank robbery where you wear bulletproof armor and you come in storm blazing, like you're in a Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah. Get on the ground. Everybody down.
Don't shoot some rounds into the ceiling.
Yeah. Shoot a chandelier off.
Yeah. It comes crashing down. Everybody screams.
Yeah.
If everybody listens, no one gets hurt.
Yeah. Some ladies, and then some guy, some like 65-year-old guy, his cell phone rings and it's that bad to the bone ringtone. And you just fucking shoot that phone.
Bad to the bone.
Doesn't work.
You see some guy reaching under his waistband. Don't be a fucking hero. It's not your money. I saw this video the other day where this guy is sitting getting his hair cut. And he's getting his hair cut, and this guy comes in and just shoots the dude cutting his hair. Boom! And he scrambles back, and the guy with the gun says, "Get out! Everybody get out!" And the guy who was getting his hair cut just reaches into his band, pulls out his gun, and don't, just empties his clip into this dude.
It was real?
There's so many videos now.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of, like...
shootings.
It's like a lot of police posts. Like they get these security cam footage.
Yeah.
Like shootouts and stuff like that.
A lot of them are in Mexico, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy over there.
Oh, it's crazy.
People shooting each other point blank and can't even hit each other either. That's the craziest ones is when people are like right here.
Yeah.
You know?
Go follow Ed Manifesto on Instagram. He's a dude that's been on the podcast a couple of times. His name is Ed Calderon. And he used to work for the Mexican government. He used to be in like the anti-cartel, you know, whatever that is over there.
Yeah.